All right. Hello, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I have an unruly chihuahua that I had to tie up downstairs because she's all over the place briefly while I come on to spend some time with you. Um, Thank you for joining me. If you feel led to do so, feel free to put a comment and let me know where you're watching from. Um, like I said, I'm just trying to make a point to connect and make myself more available, um, especially because of the seemingly daunting and illusion of uncertain times that we're in. So that's the purposes of today's live stream. And today is Womb Wisdom Wednesday. Um, Put in the comments where you're watching me from. I love to get concrete messages on where y'all are watching me from. It's just amazing to me that I can connect with you across the globe. And also, I think it's important for us to really take that into account and be grateful for all the power that we have available to us to connect, even though we may find ourselves, like I said, dealing with the quarantine, dealing with the global unrest and just uncertainty right now that we are all experiencing. It just shows you how small the world is, and how we really truly are all connected. Now, I'm gonna read this comment. I think somebody, let's see. She Love Joseph. Good evening, Orlando, Florida. All right. What's up, Orlando? Welcome, welcome. I've been to Orlando a couple times. Of course, you know, it was for Disney and Universal Studios a few years back. But I thank you for checking in from Orlando, Florida. And I hope that wherever you are, you're safe and you're surrounded by protection and the spirit of love. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about for this huge match, right? I'm just lighting my candle right now, really quickly. Today, your message is an intuitive womb wisdom message, right? If you don't know, I am a natural fibroid elimination, natural womb wellness coach. I coach women on how to heal their wombs naturally from uterine fibroids and other infirmities. Basically, anything related to infertility, the womb, how to get pregnant, conception, hormone balance, natural hormone balance, everything from the natural perspective is what I traditionally coach on and what I bring to you primarily on this channel. But, you know, with everything that's going on, I thought it would be very relevant and timely if I also kind of spun, chose to spin my focus to make it relevant to where you are with the topic of this virus that I'm not going to fully name to give any power to, but the virus that is dominating the airwaves and the media right now. I like to call it the coconut virus. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, I call it the coconut virus because I like to add an element of play to the topic to transmute that energy into something positive, right? Since the whole entire globe is kind of being herded to shift their focus on this topic, I figured why not cover the topic, but transmute the energy. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do wherever you are, is to transmute the negative energy and any negative emotions surrounding the topic of this virus, potential um, being susceptible to the flu or any viruses or any form of infirmity. Transmute that into something positive, right? And the best way that I can do that for my viewers on this channel is to let you know that any and everything that you're doing for your natural womb wellness, which specifically what I've been coaching on, and by the way, I'm just burning a little Palo Santo. It cleanses the energy and it also builds a barrier of creative, um, positive energy to help invoke creative energy as well as focus. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today as well. But you want to transmute this energy on this topic into something positive for you. Um, how can you look at where you're finding yourself right now with everything going on in the media, with all of the talk about uh, infirmity and facing sickness and disease and all that kind of stuff into something positive? And I will say, everything that you're doing and that you have been doing to heal your womb naturally is also going to boost your immunity and protect you from things like viruses, protect you from infirmity. But we're going to take it a step further today, because the topic of the virus is creating fear in general in a lot of us. It's kind of making a very perfect recipe for people to be living in fear, and that's no way to live, especially if there's much life to be living, and there's no what do you call it? What word am I looking for? There's no sentence of death to any of us, right? First of all, I want to take a moment to eliminate and put affirmations out for vitality, life, wholeness, wellness, and peace and divine harmony over you wherever you're watching from. Even if you're watching after this live stream is over, I'm sending that energy out to you. You know, time is not real thing. It is a linear construct. So wherever you are, whenever you see this, the words can be applied directly to your life and your situation, right? So the fear needs to be quelled. You need to go ahead and shift any doubt or any feelings that you may have been feeling or vibrations in your body or energetic field from fear, and begin to raise them up to higher vibrational emotions. And how are you going to do that? Okay, this is what I want to highlight today. If you are a goddess watching this, you have a womb, right? I don't care if you have had your uterus removed, you still have a womb, and you are still created in the image of the galaxy, right? So you still have a womb, and we need to take a minute to reflect and look at what a womb does. You know, a womb is the canopy as well as the cocoon for all things creative. It is the ultimate example of creative energy. So that's an example or a real red flag, if you will, or a direct sign to let you know what you are supposed to be doing in times like this. You should be focusing on things that are not contributing to you being in fear or you being afraid or anything that is making you feel a negative emotion. You need to shift your focus. And the way you're going to do that is to create. I mentioned it yesterday, and it doesn't have to be anything artistic, but you just need to be creating. And if you don't know where to begin with that topic, let's talk about focus for a second. Everything in the media has us focused on this topic that we just mentioned, the virus, the illness, people dying, all of these things, which are horrible, and I'm not trying to trivialize them in any way. I'm just saying, to put it out there, you need to reposition and take control of what your mind is focusing on. Take your energy and your power back and put that energy into something creative for you that you find enjoyment in. Because the more you're enjoying your present moment, the more you're experiencing something that resonates with love. If you're loving whatever it is you're doing in the present moment, you are spiritually protecting your body, your physical body and your spiritual body, from any blockages and anything that's going to lower your vibration and make you more susceptible to disease, in particular viruses, any virus or any ailment for that matter, but in particular, it does apply to the virus that will not be named today. So exercise your creative muscle, even if you're not a creative. If you don't know about me, I'm a musician. I also have done acting in the past. I'm also a lover of just free dancing. You know, I just posted something on my Instagram of me just being silly and dancing in my kitchen. This is stuff that I do. It's how I live my life. But all of these things are empowering you with your own alchemical reaction. I got a comment. Oh, I just joined. I'm late. Benedicta Botema? Well, welcome to you, Goddess. You're not late, you're right on time. We're just talking about transmuting your energy, especially with the topic at hand, the virus that is all over the media. Everyone on the globe is facing some sort of experience. In some areas like China, I know they're recovering primarily, and I know here in the United States, there are people recovering as well, but according to the media, there are still a lot of us who are dealing with the virus and finding out about the virus and learning how serious this topic can be. So I just wanted to, like I said, to a quick recap, if you just joined, I'm just giving you some options to take control back of your environment and your life to protect and insulate your physical and spirit body from things like infirmity, from sickness, from disease, from any ailments, including this virus, and also from a more positive um, shift on the same topic. When you're taking back this control, you are also becoming an actively conscious creator of the positive next immediate experience in your own life. It sounds like a whole lot, but all I'm saying is you're shifting, because there's a lot of changes going on right now, particularly because the earth has been going through a shift. I'm not an astrology expert, but I know cosmologically for the last definitely 12 months I've been hearing, and maybe you have too, that the earth is definitely been moving into another dimension. And it's important that we talk in terms of dimensions and energy, as well as things about the physical existence in our present day here, because I think with the new dimension that we have moved into, this fourth dimensional experience, you have to be a lot more in touch with your physical flesh presence, body experience, but pair that more so up with your spiritual or body, which is also it has a lot of different topics depending on what lens you're looking at it from. But right now, let's just say we're talking about your aura or your luminary field, the part of you that is not able to be physically touched, the unseen parts of yourself or your higher self and your senses. Right now is an important time while we are going through deeper, more, I would say, not gentle parts of this shift on this earth, in this realm. It's more important than ever before for you to be in tune and in touch in here, because in here dictates out here, right? So you need to understand ways to stay grounded so that you can be empowered and protected from physical disease and sickness, viruses, as well as spiritual. And if you don't know, there is spiritual resonance or spiritual significance of everything that is here that we are experiencing in the physical. So that means that, you know, the virus that is currently the topic of discussion in every media outlet has a spiritual place and point of origin. And it's no secret to us that do think in terms of dimensions and vibration and resonance, that it's got to be of low vibration. So you need to be doing things to regain your self-empowerment and control your inner self to protect you and counteract the fear, as well as things that are directly relevant to feeding uterine fibroids. When we're talking about low vibration and we're talking about things that are not physical, that directly means with fibroids, things like stress, anxiety, depression, sadness, basically, in a nutshell, any negative emotions that are causing you to be in a state of uneasiness or stress, anxiety, are going to be feeding uterine fibroids, okay, among other things. But you want to get a control of that. So one of my tips for you that you can apply to take control back and gain your focus so that you can stay high vibrational, so that you can be consciously as well as subconsciously protected from viruses as well as uterine fibroids. You can always be making sure you're contributing to shrinking those fibroids despite whatever is happening in the outside world, is to exercise your intuitive self or intuitive experience in your everyday life. Your intuition, especially when things are right now seemingly uncertain and things are looking very conflict oriented. Like, when some people are describing this topic, this virus, as a bioweapon, you know, um, it's understandable that some of us would be in fear or feeling like you're not in a stable footing right now, because this seems like out of nowhere everything was normal, and now we're in this situation globally where we don't know what's coming next. We actually don't know where this virus came from, and instantly everybody has shifted in this state of kind of like, what's going to happen next? Am I going to be okay? What can I do to protect myself? There's the big bad wolf is waiting outside the door. If I don't wash my hands, if I touch my face, if I talk to somebody too close at the store, if I go outside of my house after 6 o'clock and we are under a curfew, yada, 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 everything is like a red sign saying fear, 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 fear. So to protect yourself and your womb health, and to get reconnected into your womb power, which is what I'm trying to get you to do, start moving intuitively. Because in times where things are uncertain and it seems like there's a lot of conflict, that is a message from source, from the creator, from Mother Earth, the atmosphere that we're in, the universe, that we really need to pause and shift our focus inward. Pause. What else can we do? We're under a quarantine, depending on where you are. Some are more extreme than others. But if you are under the quarantine, you're going to go with the flow, right? So if you got to pause, then go ahead and pause and prioritize more self-care. Prioritize a reconnection to nature, which is something that I talked about yesterday. But today I'm going to add another level, and that is prioritize listening to your inner self, connecting to the true you, the one that is a more quiet aspect of yourself that you don't really listen to because you're usually distracted, or the part of yourself, I know for me in particular, that I usually only hear from right before I fall asleep or just before I am conscious enough to be awake. That is the you that I'm telling you to start to exercise a deeper relationship with. Because the more you're doing that, the more you're going to be able to navigate your own true next steps in uncertain times. When it's really dark, you know, and these are those, hopefully not, but these could be an example of the trials that you hear about when people say they faced their biggest demons and trials and they were alone. You know, this is time for you to exercise that muscle for how to move when it's dark, you know. And the way you can start exercising that muscle to prepare and build your spiritual muscle, build your connection to higher self, is to exercise and utilize your intuition a lot more, because your intuition will never steer you wrong. And that is why I'm asking you to do that. It also relates to fibroids because it allows for you to have a healthier life experience because you're leading with your own inner compass. And that is going to help you to succeed in this outer physical world, because everything we're experiencing in our own immediate worlds is a direct reflection of what's going on in our inner worlds. Not to mention, we are all replicas of the heavens, right? We're made in the image of the creator. We're extensions of the creator. And as women with wombs, we actually have our own replica of outer space, of the galaxy, in our own inner space. It's your womb space where you can create. And if you have your chakras aligned and in balance, if you're utilizing and listening to your intuitive self on a regular basis and making moves and taking steps based on that, you're going to be in the most proper, truest, centered alignment for your own particular personalized self as possible. And you will be hitting the bullseye in areas that are designed for you according to your destiny, according to your assignment for why you are here. And yes, there's something to be said for times of uncertainty, times of discomfort, feeling like you are not stable and things are kind of like, oh my God, I don't know, I don't want to take a step because I may fall or I may twist my ankle, or there's power in these times. And I just wanted to come on here and tell you that, because if you're able to move during the conflict, you're going to be seeing bigger results than you would had you not made the same moves in times where everything was peaceful and harmonious. The easy times, it's easy to step out on your faith. It's easy to get out of your comfort zone when you are experiencing a sunny day and everything is peaceful. But when you woke up and you didn't expect it to be a hailstorm, earthquake, a tornado, you don't even know what's outside of your door. You hearing things and seeing things and biological weapons and all these ailments and diseases that you don't know if they're really there and that kind of stuff. And you still choose to connect with your inner self, activate your womb energy, and share creatively, contributing your energy towards something creative, authentic to you, you're going to see a larger yield in some other way coming back to you in your life. And that way can be womb wellness, shrinking uterine fibroids, manifesting. And manifesting includes divinely harmonious health, your physical experience right now in the next moment. It's all dependent upon your connection and your relationship to self. And in times like this, it's important that you have that, because that's really all you truly have. And that is what is going to help you get to points when you don't know the next step to take. So that is kind of what I wanted to talk to you about today. Some ways that you can do that are to meditate. Like I said, my meditation usually happens right before I'm waking up or right before I fall asleep. It's almost like an involuntary. I get a lot of divine messages during that time, but everybody's different. Some people are more tapped in and they can connect to self and pray and get divine prophecy or divine messages that actually will be some information that will help manifest something in their life, or something, a premonition that will manifest in their waking life. Depends on, yourself better than I do. If you are at all, have ever done anything spiritually meditative, what you're more attuned to receive communication and metaphysical feedback from. But these are great times to exercise your metaphysical muscles. And when you're doing that, you're taking your focus off of things that are going to be contributing to you being in fear and low vibrational. And you're repurposing that energy, because energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only transferred. So I'm telling you to transfer and transmute that energy and make it work for you. Because the veil is pretty much gone. It seem like a few people that I coach, and a few of my friends have all said the same thing. It feels like I'm in the twilight zone. If it feels like you're in the twilight zone, a good way to transmute that energy and that message is to understand that the veil between physical and spiritual realms is probably gone. But the positive thing about that is that if the veil is gone, you can manifest instantaneously. You probably have a direct, whereas before it might have been tougher to reach the ethers. Things probably are going on in the heavens, astrologically, cosmologically, to where you can manifest and you can see a great return on whatever it is that you are desiring in your heart to manifest, whether it be womb wellness, a new job, the economy coming back to normal and things starting to move again, we can all do that and focus our energies and manifestations and prayers and affirmations on that and do that together if you want. But even fertility. Did I already say fibroid elimination? Money. All of these things are related, right? But the point is to exercise your own self entitlement to the goddess power that you've been gifted as a woman, as somebody with a womb, as a creator or creatress. You know, you harness in your womb the most magnificent amount of God given creative energy. So don't sit there and be in fear and be dismayed by what you're seeing. Understand that there is just as much opportunity for divinely magnificent goodness and greatness to come out of these times as there is all this negative stuff that you're seeing on the media. And that is what I wanted to tell you about today. Now, the other thing, this is just kind of on the same topic, but it's more of a public service announcement. It's something that I read, and I'm going to have to turn off my song here because I want to read you something that I read just to let you know. You all know I'm good at giving you updates on things that I heard about. The last time the government shut down last year, I gave you an update on the food supply. And I read this the other day, and it's just something that I wanted to let you know about so that you're more mindful when you're shopping, when you're choosing what you're going to eat. There's an article that says the FDA has suspended routine food inspections amid the coronavirus pandemic. And that is important because certain aspects of the certain food industries are not going to be as inspected. They're not going to be as quality checked is a good word. I used to work in customer service when I was young, one of my first jobs. God, I don't remember what job. I'm not going to name the job anyway, but I remember there was always different points of checking products and checking service before products went out to make sure they met standards. Based on this article, it's looking like right now the standards are dropping because there may not be as many food service workers employed, particularly with the USDA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which oversees meat, poultry, and egg products, as well as other industries. They're all going to be affected by having less regulations and less workers in place to actually quality check the food like they normally would, which could potentially lead to more occurrences of foodborne illness, which we don't want. So I just want to let all my ladies who watch this know this is something that I saw and it's something relevant to right now. So definitely not to instill fear, but to arm you with knowledge and empower you so that you know how to move in your community. When you're looking at these types of groceries and products on your shelves, you need to be a little bit more diligent and a little more discerning than ever before with your food. Keep that in mind, that this has also permeated the food industry. Now, they don't know if the virus can live or be transmitted through the manufacturing and delivery of the food per se, but you still want to keep this in mind so that you know maybe what to avoid if things get worse, or maybe even avoid now. But it really affects the food industries, like we said, dairy, seafood. It affects produce, processed and packaged foods, even bottled water, shelled eggs. All of these are industries or examples of industries that are going to be affected by there being less government regulations and inspections on the food right now that is going out on the shelves. So again, dairy, meat, bottled water is not being inspected. Let's see. Let me go back over the list one more time. These are the areas and foods that are not being inspected. You want to be a little more discerning. Dairy, seafood, produce, processed and packaged foods, bottled water, and shelled eggs. I was actually surprised by the processed and packaged foods, because I'm like, packaged foods, usually they're not really any raw foods in the packaged foods for the most part. I'm thinking like boxed foods, like cereals and that kind of stuff. But either way, they all fall under that list, and that almost covers, I can't think of any food category that doesn't fall under one of those areas. So that means everything that we're buying right now, we need to be extra careful. And maybe even if you haven't already taken my advice to shrink fibroids naturally by going vegan, maybe this is a great time to eat 100% plant-based. That way you don't have to worry about a lot of those food categories anyway. And then if you are buying produce, which you should be, wash them, wash them, wash them, and wash them again. A great way to wash them, obviously, if you don't have vinegar, just water, and put your prayers and affirmations over everything, because words are seeds and instantly able to be manifested in your life, right? But white vinegar in water is a great produce wash to remove things like pesticides, which a lot of foods have a lot of produce rather will have pesticides on it if you're buying non-organic. And even if you are buying organic, don't trust it. Still wash your food, your produce in vinegar water. Another thing that you could do is baking soda and vinegar water. Whatever you think you need to do. But I just wanted to let my people know that, because that's something I read, and it's very timely, and it affects just about every category of food and every style of food eater. Honestly, I wouldn't even be touching seafood right now, because the seas are so contaminated, just from dumping. I know they dump a lot of pharmaceuticals. I've talked about that before, in the oceans and seas and waterways. I read in Escambia County this week that, and that's near Pensacola, Florida, they had a spill. It was a toxic spill or dumping in one of the bayous down there. I don't remember exactly what that was, but if you're in that or around that area, be careful there. But seafood shouldn't be, I wouldn't even consume that at all. Not to mention if they're spraying anything being sprayed in the clouds, it can also come on down and precipitate into the waterways. So a lot of people are talking about the spraying that they're doing over the globe, basically. That's all going into the water too. So be very diligent and be very careful right now, to make sure you're eating food that is as clean as possible. Now, I gave you my little intuitive message of the day. Before I go, I want to leave you with a meditation affirmation hybrid, if you will. It's kind of a combination of both, but I wanted to give you something to keep you in the right mindset and that you can take with you. You can replay this video and you can start to access. That's not the music I want for my meditation. You can start to manifest these things that are all of high vibration and protection for your mental, physical, spiritual body, and to protect you from viruses, infirmity, as well as to boost high vibrational emotions, feel good emotions and energy in your immediate world right now. So if you want to stick around and join in this meditation with me, you are welcome to do so. Let's get the music going. It's going to be really quick. I hope you can hear it. Maybe you can. All right. Now, I don't know how you meditate. Of course, there's different ways to meditate, right? But it's important to me. I hope you don't hear my chihuahua in the background, but maybe she's saying she likes to meditate. You know, you never know. It's always important to enter into my meditation, prayer, self-care work, anything I'm doing with thanksgiving, with praise. And I had a message that I just needed to give you today intuitively. You know, Womb Wisdom Wednesdays is all about my connection to my womb and moving only from where I'm led to move according to my womb energy. So the first thing that I want to bring to you intuitively from my womb to you is to remember that we are all our own universe. We're all our own mini galaxies, right? You've heard people say you're in your own world. She's in our own world. We really are our own microcosms that are extensions and reflections of the greater world that we're in, as well as the galactic world. And we are really and truly limitless. And that is something that I want to remind you of and seed you with before I end this live stream, so that you take that with you and understand that you are bigger than any virus, bigger than any supposed infirmity, um, sickness and disease that is being discussed. I don't care how many people are talking about it, where they're talking about it. You are your own world, your own mini universe. You control the weather that is present in your world. So as long as you keep these things in the forefront of your mind, you can really activate whatever climate you want in your own world at any time. To take that a step further, I'm reminded of, and I don't know the verse, but the Bible, Jesus even gave us quantum metaphysical proof that you can be around or in this world and not be of this world. So that shows you, that's proof right there that despite whatever it is, something can be going on in this world and not even affect you. It doesn't even need to come across or ever reach your radar, right? That's something to keep in mind, you know. Activate these truths in your world, in your own self-care work, that you can be in this world and not of this world. It's very possible to have those two aspects of existence going. And we really do have those aspects of existence going, right? We're connecting right here over the internet, over the beautiful YouTube live stream. But when we click off and in the live stream, you're going to go on, do about your day in your own immediate world, right? And I'll be over here in my own immediate world. You're not here physically with me, but you're here with me. So there's different aspects of existence that we know to be true. So it doesn't matter if on television, in the media, next door, your coworker, down the street, somebody has come down with a virus or an illness. That does not mean automatically that you are susceptible or that it even has to be on your radar, because you control what enters your world, because you're your own universe. So remember that. My goddesses with wombs, thank you for the thumbs up. I love my connections and my responses. So cool. As goddesses, you have a womb, right? We talked about the womb being your replica of the galactic womb, space above, right? With the utmost in creative energy. You could basically possess those forces in your womb. So whatever is you're experiencing in your immediate outside world is a reflection of whatever womb energy you have permeating and flowing in your womb. So I am encouraging you to access, activate, and connect with your womb energy regularly through self-care like I'm doing, drawing closer to things in nature, like I've got the Palo Santo. This is a very simple way to connect to something of the earth. And they say when things seem like they're very uncertain and unsure in your world, and things seem like they are ever changing, but in a way that is compounding and maybe even scary to you, the best thing you can do is draw closer to things that you know are real and true. And that is anything from nature. So I'm encouraging you to draw closer to nature, right? Eat plants, eat living foods, eat only things that come from the earth right now. You know, go out and touch a tree. Sit under the trees if you can. I know some places parks are closed, but if you live and you have a tree in your yard or an apartment complex and there's a tree, I don't care where you are, go and be around that tree, because that's going to neutralize and remove any blockages physically from the body, because it's removing blockages from the spirit body. Everything is connected. So I want to encourage you to draw closer to nature today and tomorrow. You can go outside and just walk barefoot and ground your energy. And then you can participate in a self-care regimen, do some affirmations, and reset your four corners of your world with hedges of protection that cannot be permeated by any form of sickness or disease, because you control what goes in and out of your world, because you have a womb that creates a womb-niverse, right? You're experiencing things in your own womb-niverse. That's what you are as a divine woman, as a creatress. And if you don't have a womb, you're a man, you can still construct four impermeable corners, walls that will protect you with your words, with your thoughts, with your focus. This is the time to do that more than ever. Just takes a little metaphysical attention. So let's go on ahead and finish this off with a quick meditation, and I'm going to give you some great healing protective energy, and I want you to take it with you, and hopefully you will subscribe and turn on the notification bell to this channel, and we can meet back up here very soon. Okay, so like I said, I'm thankful for you today. We're going to open up with giving thanks and gratitude. I want to give thanks and gratitude for you joining me today. That's my moment of meditation and gratitude. But you can put in whatever you want in the blanks. So we want to go ahead and give thanks and gratitude that we have access to clean water, because some places don't. That's another thing to have gratitude for. I give thanks that I have hair on my head. I give thanks that I have breath in my body. You know, whatever you feel like you can be thankful for. I'm thankful that I'm able to connect with the globe with the push of a button. We are thankful. We give thanks to the Creator, to the Most High, that we can connect and we can commune with one another, and that we still have connections to manifest whatever outcome we desire. Thank you. We want to start and give thanks and praise to the Most High, to the Creator. I'm thankful for the birds singing. Whatever you think you can find to be gracious for and thankful for, I'm encouraging you to do that, because it's raising your vibration. The more your vibration is raised, the more you are not susceptible to sickness or disease. Now, step 2, I neutralize the spirit of infirmity, of sickness, of disease, of fear. I neutralize the spiritual origin of any and all forms of sickness and disease. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you that we neutralize that. Right now, we neutralize any and all thoughts of infirmity, of sickness, and disease. Now, that's through prayer. Another way that you can add to neutralization of sickness, of disease, of viruses, is to get your daily amount of sunlight. Go out and be in the sun. The more you're getting that vitamin D straight from the sun, you are boosting your immune system and empowering your immunity against any form of virus, infirmity, sickness, and disease. So get your vitamin D, get your sunlight. It neutralizes viruses. Okay? So we give thanks that we have that knowledge, and we move on to the next step, and that is activation. Okay? I want to activate right now protection over everybody watching this live stream and everybody that will come into contact with this video and my channel even after the live stream is over. We want to go a step further and activate. We thank you, that Most High, that we can activate protection over everyone on the globe. When we manifest and believe that we receive protection, productivity in our lives with our intuitive experiences in our own immediate worlds, We activate divine love because it is the highest vibration ever. And where there is love, there is no opposite. There is no negative. There's only love. So we do things that we love. We thank you that we can still do what we love, whether we're quarantined or not. We thank you that we are in love with ourselves, with each other, with nature, with the Most High, with our experiences in our own world. And we pull down and manifest harmony in our wombs. And we understand that whatever we manifest with our womb powers is even more easily able to be manifested in our physical world and our physical experience. So we, as divine women and divine men, activate and manifest harmony over the entire globe, over our immediate life and experiences in our day-to-day, and also over the collective consciousness that covers the globe. And we call everybody healed, protected, and free of any and all forms of sickness, disease, and that includes viruses and ailments. Ashe, amen and ashe. So I hope this was a useful, interesting experience for you. It certainly was for me. I've been burning my Palo Santo the whole time. I love it. It just smells like, if you never had Palo Santo, it's so woodsy. Woodsy. I said woodsy. So I want to give thanks and just close it out here. I'm thankful that I was able to come to you today. I'm thankful that wherever you are protected. I'm thankful that we know what to do. I'm thankful that we are protected in all ways during this shift. I'm thankful that things are going to come back and be better than ever in our own worlds, wherever we are. And I hope to hear from you soon. Let me know. Thank you to everybody who gave me some comments today and checked in. I got a couple of people that said, oh yeah, Benedicta Botemos from Ghana. That's so cool. Ghana is on my list. I don't know if you're still on here, Benedicta, but Ghana's on my list. I definitely want to visit. But I'm thankful for you. And I am thankful for, who was it? She Loved Joseph also for the comments today. Let me know if y'all found this useful. I will be back with some more tips. If you have any requests for something that you want to know about as it relates to fibroids, metaphysics, manifestation, let me know. I'll do a video on it, or maybe we can live stream and go back and forth and talk, you know. I like doing this, so send me a message, and or you know, if you want coaching, you know, I do live coaching as well as intuitive coaching, which kind of goes into what we did today. But it's more tailored personally to you, and obviously it would involve questions where you can tell me personal things about your experience, where we can intuitively get to the root of whatever area it is that you're looking for insight on. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And I'm sending you womb wellness, womb wisdom, protection, and lots of love and strength. All right, I will talk to you soon. Go and have a beautiful time. Be playful. Go dance. All right? I want to dance. Send me a picture of you dancing. Follow me on IG at OP Fibroid Freedom and dance with me, because we all need to do a lot more playful energy to transmute the energy into positive, feel-good experiences. All right? Mwah. I'll talk to you.